Having me.
We've got Desi Sprawls in studio with us. He is the co-chair of the Shreveport Economic Development Recovery Task Force. I guess I'm getting the
Yes.
name right or wrong.
No, that's
You
good.
you talked about it's about funding. That's going to make people, holler and go, is it funding going to this Economic Recovery Task Force controlled by you and Larry English, or is the money going to come to the governmental entities? You got to address that.
Yes, the funding we're looking at is right now on the news. All you hear out of Washington is funding, infrastructure, stimulus packages. They're talking in terms of trillions of dollars of funds that are going to be made available to local municipalities for economic recovery. And what we want to do is we want to make sure Shreveport is in line to get its fair share of that funding. And what the committee is doing is it's looking at technology, it's looking at infrastructure, it's looking at all kinds of areas where if funding's available, projects and things can be done in a fairly quick manner to help generate jobs and economic recovery and future economic stability for the city of Shreveport. And the committee, we're all volunteers. I mean, once our work is done, we all just go back to our businesses because everything gets turned over to the elected officials.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And
it's really generous of everyone to give their time because
Absolutely.
it seems like they might be putting themselves at the forefront so that when the funds do come available and the bidding process to start, they might be at the front of the line for RFPs just by being a part of this organization or volunteer committee that y'all have together. It seems like y'all would be really in maybe a good position to be in the mayor's ear when it's time to fund different things and to have those things awarded out to people that might have participated in the committees.
Is that a motivation?
well, I don't think so. First of all, there's no guarantee that there'll be any projects that would even involve, the particular firm I work for. There are selection processes. The mayor, there's a selection committee, and so, again, if my motivation in doing this was because I thought I was going to get work, I would be wasting my time. This isn't about any particular person trying to generate work. And the reason I say that is there's other engineers on this committee, there's architects on this committee, so it's not like we've tried to exclude people just so we get ourselves in some type of position. These are people that love Shreveport. I'm a lifelong resident of Shreveport. I raised my family here. I'm fortunate 2 of my children still live in Shreveport. I would like for them to be able to continue to live in Shreveport, have the same opportunities that I had, as I was growing up. But at some point, you have to put something above yourself. You have to put your city, you have to put other people. I'm at an age where I'm fine. I'm going to make it. I'm good. But the young people coming up after me, they've got a tough road ahead. So we've got to leave something for the young people so that Shreveport is just as wonderful for them as it was for me. And that's our motivation. We really care about our city above everything else. And
The economic recovery task forces that have been formed in cities across the U.S., and I did a little work on this weekend, have all been formed by government entities, county governments, city councils, or city governments. Why is ours different? Why isn't government involved in this? Why didn't y'all go to government and say, hey, y'all need to create this? We'll help you. Why didn't it start? It seems like it's the horse before the cart. You follow?
Well, 2 reasons. One, right now, our government has its hands full with COVID-19. I mean, to go to our governing officials in the middle of this pandemic and say, we need you to start thinking about economic recovery, they're going to say, no, I can't think about economic recovery right now. I need to think about
But
the
other
safety
counties
and welfare.
and cities are.
Well,
And there have been people like business community that have been surrounded with the mayor throughout this that have kind of been an ad hoc economic development committee of sorts they're looking at the immediate, but I think they're also looking at what our future is going to look like as well. And I think that they're looking at resilience and agility for our community, like through the mayor's office at his invitation.
right. Yeah. Hopefully we're not the only people looking at
Right.
this. Hopefully we're just one of many groups and committees and people that are looking at, it's going to take an effort of everybody, and so we just want to be a part. We just said, hey, we believe enough in our city that we're willing to just do this ourselves, and we're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we're going to put together some recommendations and give to the elected officials, and they may not want to do anything, but we still will have done something for our city, that at least our elected officials can have something to look at and consider when they decide how they want to move forward.
Well, I'll, for one, as an elected official, say that anyone that's asked me about this, I've said I'm open-minded. Anyone that's willing to put forth the effort for something that's going to benefit the city is definitely worth paying attention to.
Last minute we have. How open will you be with regard to public records of everything you're doing, and who will you be reporting to and when? How soon?
Well, we're trying to wrap all this up by this summer. We think that towards the end of the summer, we're going to be coming out of COVID-19, and the elected officials are going to be ready to start looking at economic recovery. And so that's our goal. It's to have all this wrapped up by, late summer.
And meetings open? People can
meetings are
watch
open.
them?
The committees are open. If anybody wants to come be a part, that we're open. It's totally transparent. We're welcoming, especially the young people. I want to make an appeal to the young people of Shreveport. The future of Shreveport's in your hands. Those of us that are older, we're here to help you. We're here to help kind of guide you. But the future of Shreveport's in your hands. So please come get involved in your city, get involved in your future.
Desi Sprawls, co-chair of the Economic Recovery Task Force. Thanks for coming in.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.